We will begin the course with what are NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. In that section, I will describe to you what NFTs are and why they are so relevant. We will then go into a brief history of NFTs. NFTs are very buzzworthy now, but they've been around for some time, and it's important for you to understand where NFTs came from so that you can understand perhaps where the market may be heading. From there, we will go into a section called Why You Should Create NFTs. Many people are thinking that NFTs are hot, but they don't really understand why they should create NFTs. In that section, I will give you clear action items as to why you should create NFTs. From there, we'll go into a section on NFT blockchain basics, where we will talk about briefly blockchain technology and how blockchain technology enables NFTs to actually exist. It's very important for you to understand why NFTs are available and how blockchain makes this technology possible. We will then go into a section titled 6 Easy Steps to Buying, Creating, and Selling NFTs. I've provided for you an easy downloadable PDF guide that has 6 easy steps to buying, creating, and selling NFTs. My objective is to give you a 6-step formula to easily buy, create, and sell NFTs. We will then take those 6 easy steps and we'll go through a walkthrough on how to buy an NFT. In that step, I will personally go through the process of buying an NFT so you see how it is done following the 6 easy steps. We'll then go through a walkthrough on how to create and sell an NFT from a digital asset. I will create an NFT using a digital asset so you can see exactly the steps I take following the 6 easy steps, and I create that NFT from a digital asset. The next section will go into how to create an NFT from physical assets. Most people do not know that it is possible to create an NFT from a physical asset. But there are some issues and tasks that need to be taken in order for you to be able to create an NFT from a physical asset. In that section, I'll walk you through the steps of creating an NFT from a physical asset. I will then go into a section called Growing Your NFT Business. For you to create just one NFT basically does not give you all the opportunities that you have available, from creating a wide range of NFTs to satisfy various audiences. When you're creating NFTs, you don't simply have to limit yourself to just one NFT. In fact, the best thing you can do is create a wide range of NFTs to satisfy various audiences as you actually establish your following and sell your NFTs. We will then finish the course with valuable additional resources that you can take advantage of in order to keep growing as you expand your usage of NFTs. What are NFTs? Well, NFT stands for non-fungible token. In fact, let me give you a definition of an NFT. An NFT is a record stored on blockchain that certifies that a digital asset is unique and the ownership of that asset. NFTs can be used to represent digital assets such as images, audios, videos, and other types of digital files. Each of those NFTs is unique from all others. Now, NFTs can also be used to track and represent the ownership and authenticity of physical assets, including original artwork and creative pieces such as paintings and sculptures. In order for me to explain to you what a non-fungible token is, let's first define what fungibility is. Fungibility is being something, such as money or a commodity, of such a nature that one part or quantity may be replaced by another equal part of quantity in paying a debt or settling an account. That's the definition according to Merriam-Webster. I'm going to bring it down one level so we know exactly what that is. Let's narrow it down to money is fungible. I think this is the clearest example of what fungibility is. So if I actually want to pay a debt to you, I can actually pay you with $100 bills, and you don't care if it's the first $100 bill I got, if it's the last $100 bill I got. You don't care if that $100 bill is dirty. You don't care if it's crumpled. You don't care anything. Every $100 bill is worth $100. They're fungible. They're all the same. That is what fungibility is. All of them are the same. Now, what I wanted to explain to you is that let's go now to digital assets and explain fungible versus non-fungible digital assets. So let me go through some clear examples of fungible digital assets. Bitcoin is fungible. You don't care if I give you 3 Bitcoins. You don't care if it's the first Bitcoin I ever got. You don't care if it's the last Bitcoin I ever got. You really don't care. You just want to get Bitcoins. In your world, every Bitcoin is the same. Same thing applies to Litecoin. If I give you Litecoins, you don't care if it's the first Litecoins I got or the last ones. Same thing with Ether as well. You don't care which Ether I give you. If you want to get paid in Ether, I can pay you in every Ether I give you, whether it's the first one I got or the last one, they're all exactly the same. Now, let me compare that to non-fungible digital assets. First, these are CryptoKitties. Actually, these are 3 examples of CryptoKitties that I own. Nobody in the world owns those 3 CryptoKitties. These are my CryptoKitties, but there's no other like them in the world. So for example, if I had 3 Bitcoins, you don't care what 3 Bitcoins they were. But when it comes to three CryptoKitties, these 3 CryptoKitties are unique, each one of them. Same thing, for example, with the NBA Top Shot, which is actually an NFT series created by the same people that brought to you CryptoKitties. You get to buy special moments in basketball. So from NBA players, you can own these special moments. And when you buy their NFTs, you get the videos corresponding to those special moments. And these NFTs are valuable. Moving forward, CryptoPunks was actually one of the very early examples of NFTs. And I'm going to get into some examples. I'm going to take you through the history of NFTs. But some of these CryptoPunks are very, very valuable. As a matter of fact, here you see the top 3 CryptoPunks sold, and what you see is that we are looking at millions of dollars being invested on these CryptoPunk NFTs. Very, very valuable NFTs. But let's go one step further. There was a big news flash around the fact that Beeple, which is a very well-known NFT artist, sold an NFT for $69 million at Christie's auctions. Now, Christie's is known for well-known art auctions where you sell multi-million-dollar paintings or very, multi-million-dollar sculptures. They're very well-known in the art world. Well, they auctioned an NFT, and that NFT sold for $69 million. So very clear example of the value that these NFTs can command. Let me go straight further. Let me give you some other examples. Non-fungible digital assets include rare peppies. Now, rare peppies are one of the very early entrants into the non-fungible token space. I will talk about it further in a further lesson. But for example, Homer Peppy, one of the NFT cards, was purchased for $320,000. And when you think about it, this digital asset, Homer Peppy, is an NFT, and for somebody to pay $320,000 tells you that it's very valuable. Let's continue. There's other types of NFTs. Luis Buenaventura, who's actually the CEO of BloomX, and I happen to know Luis. I highly admire him, brilliant guy, also an extremely talented artist. He's known for CryptoPop. Now, he has documented in his art many special moments in the history of cryptocurrencies. He's actually very well known also whenever Bitcoin's going to reach an all-time high, he produces a piece. Well, he's from the Philippines and he sold 222 editions of one of his artwork for $1,999 each. So think about the power of being an artist and being able to leverage your NFT ability to be able to sell 222 editions of one of his artworks for $1,999. Very powerful example from a great talented artist. Let's continue. There's other types of art. For example, performance art. Here's an example from a Russian performance artist who actually ate a live bat on a video as a protest against vaccinations, and he auctioned off the NFT. So he was able to auction off this NFT of him eating this live bat. So you see, a video of this performance art can become an NFT. These are all ideas that I want you to put into your mind of what an NFT can be. Continuing, you can do things, for example, as include a real estate property. So this realtor actually sold an NFT that offered a real estate property along with it. When you bought the digital NFT, you also received the title to the house. So think about it. You're able to use this digital asset to give you the title to a house. Very original, very powerful use of NFT technology. Continuing, sometimes those physical assets need to be destroyed if you want to actually give value to the NFT. So for instance, Banksy sold an NFT, and that NFT, along with it, meant the destruction of the physical asset, so that the NFT became the original. So when you think about art, sometimes the original art in the physical world needs to be destroyed in order to give value to the NFT. That NFT, the digital one, is unique. There is no longer a physical representation of that art piece. Going forward, Kings of Leon is actually a music band, and actually their latest album, as of the time of this recording, was launched as an NFT. The NFT album sales were $2 million. And this is a whole new way of selling albums, which hadn't been done before. It's a new incremental way of them making money from the songs in that album. They were able to package the albums with additional artwork, and they were very, very valuable NFTs that they sold. Think about how you can use the NFT technology in the music world. Well, in this case, the music world also included other types of art, only available to the people that actually purchased those NFTs. Grimes, the partner of Elon Musk, sold $6 million worth of digital art as NFTs. So think about all these opportunities. You're already looking at millions and millions of dollars that are being generated through NFTs. Let's take it one step further. All sorts of things can become NFTs. In fact, Twitter's Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, sold the first tweet ever for $2.9 million as an NFT. So this historic moment, being able to own the physical representation of the first tweet ever. The entire world saw what that first tweet was. Well, now there's an owner of that first tweet. And that owner paid $2.9 million to be able to own that specific moment in history. Many, many opportunities. In this course, I will teach you how you can mint your own NFTs. So I want you to already start rolling around in your head. Look around you. Look at the different options. Are you a musician? Are you an artist? Are you a painter? Are you a sculptor? Are you a digital graphic artist? Are you a photographer? What can you turn into an NFT and offer to the world? Everything started with colored coins. The first decentralized cryptocurrency was Bitcoin, but Bitcoin was fungible. Now people were trying to find ways in which they could actually transfer assets. The first such attempt was colored coins from 2012. In fact, this is actually a screenshot from the Wayback Machine from Coin Prism, which was one of the most famous colored coin wallets available. It's no longer available. It stopped being serviced in 2018, and colored coins are no longer what they used to be. This was the way to be able to transfer assets, and it was done on top of Bitcoin. Now, to put you into the context of this, colored coins basically gave you the opportunity to issue and transfer any asset on the Bitcoin blockchain. Think about it. You had the technology for Bitcoins, but Bitcoins were fungible, so you really couldn't transfer an asset. But if you found a way to create what was then to become colored coins, you could transfer an asset using the Bitcoin blockchain. Now, these could be stocks, coupons, bonds, and the record of an ownership of an asset was included in a Bitcoin transaction. That's how you could record the transfer, and you could record the ownership of the asset as a colored coin. Now, these could be issued on the Bitcoin blockchain for as little as 1 Satoshi. That's 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So this is a very, very effective way to do it, but the technology really didn't get any further because things improved over time. The next step forward was Counterparty. Counterparty came about in 2014, and it's still around. Counterparty is still very popular. For example, Rare Peppies run on Counterparty, and Counterparty is very popular, but it actually came in as an early entrant in 2014. What it enabled, the vision, was a peer-to-peer financial platform built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. This enabled people to transfer currencies and assets via the Bitcoin blockchain. Again, we're leveraging the Bitcoin blockchain because Bitcoin started it all. And Bitcoin was the first decentralized cryptocurrency. And just like colored coins leveraged the Bitcoin blockchain, Counterparty leveraged the Bitcoin blockchain. It is famous for trading collectible rare Peppy memes. I spoke to you about the Homer Peppy that was actually using Counterparty. Now we jump a little further to 2017. This is when NFTs really started hitting in, and we're talking with CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks. This really put NFTs into the mainstream. So just to put things in context, both of these were developed on the Ethereum blockchain. Notice we are no longer using Bitcoin. Now we're moving to Ethereum because Ethereum allows for smart contracts. It's actually a platform meant to use smart contracts on. So both of these, CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks from 2017, were developed on the Ethereum blockchain. CryptoPunks was the first NFT to be launched on Ethereum. And shortly after, CryptoKitties was launched, and it popularized the ERC-721 token standard that has now become so popular among NFTs. In fact, the majority of NFTs sold nowadays are actually using this ERC-721 token standard. Another thing I want to point out is that CryptoPunks did not use the ERC-721 token standard, and this made it hard to trade in marketplaces. Now, what I want to point out to you is that the technology has moved beyond, but what I want to point out to you is in history where you were at that moment. CryptoKitties was the first really big success case for NFTs, and it popularized this ERC-721 token standard that runs on Ethereum. From there, we have Decentraland. Decentraland is actually a virtual reality platform that runs on Ethereum. What's great about Decentraland is that players can buy land in this 3D virtual space. This is using NFTs. You own that property inside Decentraland. It raised $26 million in initial coin offering in under 1 minute. Huge success case for the need of having assets that you can transfer in this platform, Ethereum. Very big moment in history with NFTs and the creation of digital assets using Ethereum. So, cut to the chase and let's get to where we are today. This is where you are. In 2021, the mainstream NFTs have hit record numbers. In fact, NFT sales topped $2 billion in the first quarter of 2021, with twice as many buyers than sellers. There's a lot of opportunity, and as we go through this course, you will learn how you can also create your own NFTs and put them up for sale for you. For starters, if you're a creative artist, if you're actually creating work, this will let you protect your creative efforts through verifiable authenticity. Whoever owns your NFT is actually the owner of the work that you created. This was a huge problem for me when I was involved in the beginning with my music band. A lot of my songs were turned into MP3s and given away for free. This was huge for me. It actually destroyed my musical career because my record label couldn't make any money off of me. And at the time, they actually dropped me as an artist because they couldn't make money. My songs had all been turned into MP3s and given away for free. Now, through the power of NFTs, you're able to assign ownership of a digital asset. Very valuable if you're a creative artist. The next one, it gives you a new commercial product line. It's new ways for you to make money off of the art that you already make. As we saw, Grimes, the partner of Elon Musk, raised over $6 million through the sales of NFTs of her digital art. Brand new commercial product line, which you can add into how you make money from your own work. Other things you need to know is that it's very easy and affordable to create and sell your work as NFTs. You will learn how to do that here in this course. I will teach you exactly how easy and how affordable it is for you to be able to create your work and sell it as an NFT. Another thing that many people don't know is that NFTs can also be developed to actually pay you lifetime royalties even if someone actually sells your NFTs. It is possible to build in smart contracts into the NFT that if the person that you sold the NFT to actually sells it to someone else, you can get a piece of the royalties from the sale of that work to someone else. This is very powerful technology that's built and can be added to NFTs. Another thing that I want you to take into mind is creating multiple streams of income. A lot of people don't realize how powerful it is to have multiple streams of income. If you're used to getting paid by the hour, you have a job, you can only make money off of the 24 hours that you have in a day. And in fact, if you need to sleep 8 hours, then you can make money from the other hours of the day. But there's only one version of you. There's only one you, and it's linear. You can only work so much and you get paid per hour. When you create multiple streams of income, there's many things that are actually bringing you money. And this is one way that these NFTs, because you could create multiple NFTs, which are making money for you while you're making new NFTs. So you can create multiple streams of income. And the final point I want to point to you, which is very important, is that NFTs enable you to promote your work automatically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to a global audience. If you actually have your work and you start selling it through the various marketplaces, your pieces are available for purchase in these global marketplaces, and people around the world are being in contact and seeing your work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Very powerful use of why you should actually create NFTs. For starters, what makes an NFT so valuable is that blockchain has enabled digital scarcity. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that means, but an NFT is valuable because it is digitally scarce. And I can explain that to you by presenting to you the problem with the double spend problem, which is what Bitcoin solved. This is why Bitcoin is so valuable. Bitcoin is digitally scarce. Let's apply it now to NFTs. So the concept is very simple. Let's say that you take a digital picture of something, say for example this bird. You've got a digital photo and you email it to someone else. You would think that you really emailed the photo to the other person, but you didn't. You now have two photos. You've got the one that you sent by email and the original, which would still be in your computer. You see, you didn't really send to the other person the digital photo. You sent a copy of the photo. Same thing if you take a picture with your mobile device and you send it to someone else, you still have that picture in your mobile device. This is a big problem because you're doubling that digital asset. So let's try that with something valuable, like for example, the image of the Mona Lisa. If you take a picture of the Mona Lisa, you could actually make multiple copies of that picture of the Mona Lisa. That's why just a digital picture of the Mona Lisa is really not valuable. In fact, let's look at how reality works. Everybody's taking pictures of the Mona Lisa and it really has no value to it. Yes, they're pretty pictures, but at the end of the day, it's not a valuable photo that you can turn around and sell to someone else. Same thing happened to music. In fact, this is actually showing how music lost half of its sales. They lost from $14.6 billion in music sales. It tanked all the way to 2009 at $6.3 billion. And it's the same thing that happened to me. I got all my songs turned into free MP3s and they were spread to the world. And yes, I made a lot of people happy, but I didn't make any money. And as a creative artist, and I'm sure you can understand, you want to be compensated for your work. And if somebody actually takes your work, they can create a free version of it and give it away for free around the world. It really leaves you out of the picture and you really can't produce art because you're not making money with your art. So let's look right now at how the music industry is actually leveraging NFTs, because the music industry is really grabbing on to the NFT concept, and this technology is making big impact across the industry. This is the dance music duo Disclosure. They produced a new live song on Twitch, then they turned around and minted it as a track on a single copy NFT and put it up for auction. The piece sold the next day for approximately $69,000. Now notice, this is a single NFT and it made $69,000. What an incredible new way to be able to monetize your work. When you really think about what really happened here, this was a combination of the dance music duo actually produced a song live using Twitch. Then they turned around, they minted that performance, they turned it into an NFT and put it up for auction, and they made $69,000. I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do all this as we go through this course, but I just want to give in your mind all the possibilities that are available to you. So I'm going to return again to the concept that the NFT is valuable because blockchain has enabled digital scarcity. So let's talk blockchain for a moment, because I want you to know that there are popular blockchains on which you can mint NFTs. So by far, the most popular option is Ethereum. What you'll see is that it's the #1 option by far, and the most popular option of minting NFTs is using the ERC-721 token standard. This is the same exact type of digital token that was used in CryptoKitties. This ERC-721 has become an industry standard, and many NFTs are created using ERC-721, which is built on Ethereum. The ERC-1155 is also popular, but it's not as popular as ERC-721. The reason why these are so popular is that they are compatible with the majority of the NFT ecosystem. So they're compatible with wallets, they're compatible with the marketplaces. You're going to learn as we go through this course. I'm going to introduce you to MetaMask. It's compatible with MetaMask. I'm going to introduce you to Rarible. It's compatible with Rarible. I'm going to tell you about OpenSea. It's compatible with OpenSea. All of these work in this ecosystem of NFTs. You're going to learn all this in this course. For your information, I'm going to talk to you about other popular blockchain options beyond merely Ethereum. I'll go stress again that Ethereum is the most popular, and if you want to be successful in selling your NFTs, I would highly encourage you to do it on top of Ethereum. Why? Because Ethereum works directly with OpenSea, it works directly with Rarible, it works with Mintable, it works with all these different marketplaces, and actually the marketplaces and everything works with MetaMask, which you'll also get to use MetaMask. So my point is, if you don't want to complicate yourself and you want to just simply create NFTs as quickly as possible with a very high chance of success, because you'll be able to list them on the marketplaces, I say go with Ethereum. But if you want to go beyond that, other popular blockchain options include, for instance, Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually has the opportunity for you to build NFTs on top of it using different options. For example, I talked about Counterparty, but there's also, for instance, RSK. RSK is a platform that enables you to program smart contracts which run on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. So it is possible for you to build NFTs on top of Bitcoin. Additionally, Bitcoin Cash also gives you the possibility for you to create NFTs. And I, for instance, have created multiple NFTs on top of the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. I personally do it because I leverage it to create an NFT that I can control, because only I get to be able to say I own that NFT on top of the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. I'm not listing these NFTs for sale on a marketplace. I'm doing it to show authorship and ownership of several assets that I've created. That's why I use Bitcoin Cash. But not everybody wants to do that. If you actually want to create art, for instance, and sell it, your best bet is to go with Ethereum. Moving forward, other options. You've got Cardano, you've got Polkadot, you've got EOS, you've got Tron. In fact, there's over 9,000 different cryptocurrencies and many, many other options where you can actually build your NFTs. What I will tell you is that at this moment, the hottest by far option for your NFTs and the one with the highest chance of success is building it using Ethereum. And in this course, you're going to learn exactly how you can do that. Buy an NFT. 6 easy steps are: step 1. You have to select an NFT marketplace and open up an account. Now, popular NFT marketplaces include OpenSea, that's OpenSea.io, Rarible, that's Rarible.com, and Mintable, Mintable.app. So these are leading marketplaces where you can actually go and buy NFTs. Now, this is not the only marketplaces available. In fact, there are many others. There's Super Rare, there's Foundation, there's Known Origin. All of these are popular places where you can actually buy NFTs. There are also opportunities where you can buy NFTs of other kinds. So for example, pre-made NFTs such as CryptoKitties or NBA Top Shot, which actually has the leading events from the NBA players. All of these are opportunities for you to buy NFTs, and these are all marketplaces where you would go, you open up your account. Step number 2 will be to connect your MetaMask wallet to your account. In the following lesson, I will tell you exactly how you can install MetaMask. MetaMask is a cryptocurrency wallet that lives on your browser, and it serves as a connection between your browser and these different marketplaces. You will learn exactly how it works in the following lesson. Now, once you have your MetaMask wallet, you need to fund it. What that means is you need to put in some Ether and other types of cryptocurrency that you may need when you actually want to buy these NFTs. MetaMask is actually a cryptocurrency wallet, and it will let you store Ether and let you spend that Ether when you're buying NFTs. You can do that because it lets your browser interact with these marketplaces. The next step is to explore the different NFTs that are available. You will have a lot of opportunities to look at different NFTs that people have been listing for sale, and you can select whichever one you want to buy. Once you find an NFT you want, you place your bid for the NFT following the marketplace rules. NFTs are sold on an auction basis in most cases, and what you do is you bid for the NFT and it goes through an auction process. Depending on the amount you bid, you may or may not get the NFT. The NFT goes to the highest bidder. So if you're the highest bidder, you will get the NFT. That is the 6 easy steps to buying an NFT. Now, I want to talk to you about what you can do so that you can create and sell your NFTs. So how to create and sell NFTs? Let's go through 6 easy steps for doing that. And many of them are similar. What you're going to see is that you need to select the marketplace that lets you create NFTs and open up an account. So basically what you need to focus on is NFT marketplaces that will let you create your own NFTs. And then what you do is you open up an account. The options we're going to be looking at are OpenSea. OpenSea is the most popular NFT marketplace in the market. And Rarible's also very good, so is Mintable.app. Each one of them has different variations. We're going to go through all three so you can see the process of creating NFTs in the different marketplaces. The next step you're going to do is to connect your MetaMask wallet to your account and add funds to it. Again, MetaMask is your key to being able to interact with these marketplaces, and since it holds your Ether, you're going to be able to pay and buy the NFTs. Some marketplaces also take other coins. For example, USD coins, which is a cryptocurrency stable coin, you can actually use that as well. So depending on the cryptocurrencies that the different marketplaces take, you can store them inside MetaMask so that you can actually use MetaMask as your wallet to pay for your NFTs when you're minting new NFTs. The process of creating an NFT is called minting. So what you need to do then is prepare the content that you wish to mint as an NFT in order to upload it to your account. So if you're working with a video, you need to get the video, high quality, and upload it to your account. If it's a painting, you have to find a way to take pictures, set it up in a way that's a digital format that you can upload to your account. Whether it's a music piece, whether it's a video of you recording a performance art, whether it's actually any type of asset that you can actually turn into a digital format and you can upload to your account because you wish to mint it as an NFT. So once you've actually got your material inside the account that you're going to turn into an NFT, you will then pay the required amount to the marketplace in order to create or mint your NFT. Minting an NFT on the Ethereum blockchain can be expensive. As a result, many marketplaces are now offering a gas-free alternative for you to be able to create and mint your NFT without having to pay the gas fees associated. The amount will vary depending on the marketplace you're working on. Some of them will charge higher. Since we're dealing in many cases with Ether, the price of Ether has gone up considerably. Since the price of Ether has gone up, so has the fees in order to mint your NFTs. Now, some different marketplaces have different approaches, and I will go through them as we go through the process of actually minting an NFT together in this course. Following that, you will select the NFT you wish to sell from the ones that you have minted, and you begin selling it and promoting it via social media. So you can list it on a marketplace, but additionally, you have the opportunity to start promoting it via your social media channels, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on any social media options that you have. You have a way of letting people know that this NFT is available for sale. So what you're doing is you're using the marketplace, and people go to the marketplace to buy NFTs, but you're also helping the marketplace by promoting yourself, the NFTs that you have for sale. And step number 6, buyers will bid on your NFT. And if a buyer reaches the price you want and buys your NFT, you will receive the payment to your wallet. So your NFT at that point will have been sold to the person that bought it, and you will receive the payment deposited into your wallet. In the next lesson, I'm going to tell you how to install MetaMask, which will be essential for you to be able to do this entire process of buying, creating, and selling your NFTs. MetaMask is a cryptocurrency wallet that also serves as a gateway to connect with blockchain apps. What you're going to see is that MetaMask will be your connector between whatever you do on your browser with the different blockchain apps you're going to be working with, the different marketplaces, the different places where they have NFTs. All of these things will require MetaMask for the purposes of this lesson. Now, what it works is as a browser extension or as a mobile app. That is, you can download MetaMask and you can install it as an extension on your browser. It works with a lot of different browsers. It works with Chrome, it works with Brave, it works with Firefox, it works with Edge. I will show you how to install it on Chrome, but if you wish to install it on any of those other browsers, it also has an available version for them. It is also available as a mobile app. However, I do not recommend that you do it as a mobile app because you're going to be creating NFTs, and I don't want you working with a small little screen trying to work through these steps. So my recommendation to you is to install MetaMask as a browser extension and use it on your computer, whether it's a desktop, whether it's a laptop, but I want you to have a place where you have a good monitor where you're going to be able to work and create your own NFTs. What MetaMask enables you to do is buy, store, send, and swap tokens. So it works as a cryptocurrency wallet. What that means is that as you get tokens, whether they're ERC20 tokens or you can get your NFTs, you can store them inside MetaMask. It serves as your wallet. But the best part about it all is that you can also get Ethereum because you're going to need Ether to be able to pay for the various services that you're going to be working on. The best part about it all is that MetaMask gives you a simple and secure way to connect with blockchain applications. So when you want to interact with these different blockchain applications, say for example, a marketplace like OpenSea or Rarible, or maybe you want to work with CryptoKitties, or perhaps you want to get in contact and connect with your MyEther wallet, or you want to connect with your hardware wallet, MetaMask serves as a simple and secure way to connect with all those blockchain applications. Best part about MetaMask is that your passwords and your keys are generated on your device, and this is for the purposes of privacy. The last thing you want is to be generating passwords and keys on somebody else's servers because you're basically at the risk that they could steal your cryptocurrency. You don't want that to happen. So MetaMask lets you generate your passwords and your keys on your own device for the purposes of privacy. In a nutshell, MetaMask is a very easy way to connect and work with NFT marketplaces and with your NFTs. I will now walk you through the steps of installing MetaMask on your Chrome browser. To begin the process of installing MetaMask, you need to go to metamask.io. That is the official MetaMask website. Anything else will be perhaps a phishing attempt. Somebody could try to hack you. Just make sure you go to metamask.io where you can install the MetaMask browser extension. So the key thing I want to put to you is that this will be essential to you for every single one of the steps that we're going to go through in this course. So make sure you install MetaMask. For the course, I will now be installing it on Chrome. So key things I want to point out to you. This is the MetaMask website. You get some information on them. And you need to go to the tab that says download. You can go download now. Let's go right here. So now you have a choice. You can go to Chrome, iOS, Android, all these choices. I'm installing it on Chrome. However, the browser extension is also available for Chrome, for Firefox, for Brave, and for Edge. For the purposes of this installation, I will be doing it on Chrome as I mentioned. You can feel free to use whichever one you need for your browser. So the process is very simple. You install the MetaMask for Chrome, you're taken to the Chrome Web Store in this case, and you have the opportunity to add to Chrome. Once you click on that, the system will tell you the opportunity to read and change all your data. It tells you what MetaMask will do. This is what everybody does. So what you need to do is add extension. It will then start the process of installing the browser extension on your browser. So the process is very, very simple once the browser extension has been installed in your Chrome browser. This little fox will be your best friend once you get to use MetaMask. You click on Get Started. You will then be presented the opportunity to either start and recreate a seed phrase, which would mean that you've already installed MetaMask in the past and your MetaMask crashed and you may have actually lost your MetaMask. So you want to recreate all the contents of your MetaMask wallet. This is very important because if you ever have a problem in the future with your seed phrase, you can get everything back. So even if your hard drive were to crash and you actually lost everything, you can always recreate MetaMask by using the seed phrase. What we're going to do now is create a brand new MetaMask because you're installing it for the first time. So we will go to the Yes, Let's Get Set Up, which will create a brand new wallet with a seed phrase. Let's go through this process. When you click on Create a New Wallet, you have the opportunity you're presented to help us improve MetaMask. This will actually let you share some information with MetaMask to make them better. You have the option, if you wish, to actually keep your privacy. In this choice, I will actually just select No Thanks. You have the choice to choose I agree. I will do the no thanks. I will now create a password for a fake browser that I'm going to be, for a fake wallet that I'm going to use for you. This is a throwaway MetaMask wallet that I'm creating for you for the purposes of this course. All the information that I'm showing you, this is just for the purposes of the course. I would not share with you any of this information. So at this moment, you create your own password. And I will agree to the terms and conditions. So now you will be presented with your secret backup phrase. Remember I told you about the backup phrase that we have to create when we're preparing MetaMask? This is very important because right now you will see the secret words. You will be presented with your own secret words. So what's going to happen is for this specific installation of MetaMask for this Chrome browser, I will now reveal the words. I will be writing those down just like you need to write them yourself. What you see right now is the secret backup phrase for this install that I am doing right now. You have a different set of words presented to you. Make sure you copy them. I will not be using this wallet for anything of value. This is just for the installation purposes. And I want you to just understand that you're going to have to write down those words so that you do not lose them. Your next step after you get those words is that you're going to have to confirm that you actually got those words. So I did write them down and I know exactly the order in which they are. You have your own words and you're going to have to do the same. Once you have selected the order of all the words, you will then be able to confirm. And congratulations, you've installed MetaMask on your browser. This will be the step you need to do first before you do anything else in this specific course. What you're seeing right now is a website called coinmarketcap.com, which actually tracks the entire cryptocurrency market. As you will see, as of the moment of this specific lesson, there's more than 9,000 cryptocurrencies. But the ones I want you to focus on are Ethereum, which the cryptocurrency is actually called Ether. And I want you to also look at USD coin down here. Now you'll notice that the price of a USD coin is always at a $1 price point because a USD coin is actually a stable coin backed by US dollars. So when you buy USD coins, it's not going to fluctuate in value. It's always going to be $1. So when you're minting NFTs, sometimes you're given the option to pay either in Ether or you're given the option to pay in USD coin. And there's other cryptos, but those are the two most popular. Okay. But let me focus on Ethereum because Ethereum is the one that's mostly used. When you're thinking about ERC 721s and ERC 1155s, which we'll talk about also, those are NFTs that are built on the Ethereum blockchain. But for our purposes, what we really care about is having some Ether because you need to pay and you're going to pay in Ether. Now, a lesson I want to put to you from this one is you don't have to buy a full Ether. So what you'll see right now is that the price of Ether is over $3,000. And to tell you the honest truth is you don't have to buy a full Ether. You can buy just a fraction of an Ether. Buy $100 worth of Ether, $200 worth of Ether. Same thing with the other cryptos. Some people are scared of getting into Bitcoin because you're like, well, I can't afford to spend over $50,000 on a Bitcoin. You don't have to. In fact, most people don't. What you buy is a fraction of a Bitcoin. But let's talk about Ether because that's what I really want you to get. So what you're going to need is actually get a hold of some Ether. You have the option to buy some Ether inside MetaMask. MetaMask gives you that option. Another option is to go to a cryptocurrency exchange, get some Ether there, and then send it to your wallet. It's actually an easy process to do. But what I want to give you is some options on how you can easily get started safely inside the world of cryptocurrencies. I want you to get some cryptocurrency, specifically Ether. Buy a fraction of Ether. Buy just maybe $100 worth of Ether, $200 if you really want to push it, but you're going to need some Ether in order to do some of the steps that we're going to go through in this course. And the way you can do that is to use some popular cryptocurrency exchanges. Now I'm going to give you some options, 3 specific options so you're aware of these because they're very, very popular. There's millions of people that use them and they have a lot of safety mechanisms. They have insurance, there's customer service teams, so they're very popular platforms. The first one I want to talk to you is about Coinbase, and I'm going to provide you links for all of these in this lesson as resources. Coinbase is actually available in multiple countries. They have USD, your USD funds are actually backed by FDIC insurance. Your crypto is also backed by insurance. Very, very, very popular cryptocurrency exchange. Very easy to use. You can buy a fraction of an Ether there. I've provided a very special offer also. You buy $100 or more of Ether using the link I've provided you, you actually get an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin in the process. So a good option for you to take that. Another option is Binance. There's Binance.com, which is available for international audiences, and in the United States, they have Binance.us. Now, Binance is also a very popular cryptocurrency exchange where you can actually get a lot of cryptocurrencies. Among them, Ether, which is what we're going to be talking about, which is what we're going to be using in order to mint NFTs, to buy NFTs, etc. The other option I want to talk to you about is Kraken, kraken.com. And I've provided you links for all of these as resources so you can actually go see what makes sense for you. And I encourage you to actually get an account in one of these cryptocurrency exchanges. Once you open it, you're able to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrencies. So guess what? Now not only are you learning about NFTs, you've actually just learned how you can get into the world of cryptocurrencies. And the best part is you don't have to break the bank. You can actually just take a small amount, buy it, and you'll be in the world of cryptocurrencies. So once you've got some Ether, then you can go on and you can actually start minting your own NFTs. You can start buying NFTs. There's a whole world of opportunities for you. Let's go to the next lesson and make it happen. Got into the world of NFTs, you may want to know how you can actually get some Ether inside your MetaMask. This is a very popular question that I get asked, and specifically, how do you actually get Ether inside your MetaMask so that you can actually create all these NFTs, or whether you want to buy an NFT? Well, you need to have Ether inside your MetaMask, and I'm going to show you exactly how you do that. If you'll notice right now, I've actually logged into my MetaMask wallet, and I do have some Ether inside, 0.0551 Ether as of this moment. And how did I get that in there? It's actually quite simple. You have the option here to buy. Now, mind you, if you already have some Ether, say you have it from Coinbase or you have it from Binance or any other cryptocurrency exchange, that's a great way that you can actually deposit Ether into your MetaMask, and you use the same button. If you click on buy, you're given the option to, you see, deposit Ether. It's not just buy Ether, you can deposit Ether as well. Now, MetaMask gives you the option to buy Ether if you want with Wire. You also have the option to buy Ether with Transact, but notice there's an option at the bottom that says directly deposit Ether. And this is exactly what I do. I typically buy my Ether elsewhere and I just deposit it inside my MetaMask. And the way I do that is I go to this option here, view account, and I'm given a QR code with my address for my MetaMask wallet. This corresponds to my MetaMask wallet, and it's exactly how I got these Ether that I showed you inside this MetaMask. All you do in your case is you take the same address, whether you copy here the code that's presented here, or you can use your specific QR code, and you just send Ether to that address, and that address corresponds to your wallet inside your MetaMask. That's how I actually got these 0.0551 Ether inside this wallet, and it's the same Ether that I will use whether I actually want to buy in some sort of NFT or I want to create something else. I would specifically use that Ether by depositing it inside my MetaMask using the process I just showed you. You'll be able to see what other people are creating. My recommendation to you is look around, look at what other people are doing so you can get ideas, get inspired, try to get information of what types of collections people are doing. The thing with NFTs is that you have multiple options. You can either sell a one-off, right? You have only one specific NFT, or you can come up with a series. And what you can have is, for example, you can have a series just like crypto kitties. Each kitty is a type of crypto kitty. That's another way to do it. The other one is you could actually have an original piece, but only sell a limited number of copies of that one original piece. So what you have is, for instance, you have one original NFT, and then you may put together, say, 1,000 copies of that one original NFT. So each one of them is 1 out of 1,000. That's what you can do with NFTs. And at this moment, what I want to do is I want to take you shopping so you can see how this works. First thing I want to show you is that on my browser, I have MetaMask. If I actually go into my MetaMask, what you'll see is that I actually have my MetaMask. I have 0.1051 Ether inside it, which I will need to be able to pay for the fees, to be able to buy Ether, etc. If you actually want to be able to fund your own MetaMask, because it doesn't come with funding, you have several options. When you click on buy, you have the option to use their service through Wire, so you can use a debit card to actually do this. This may not be available in all markets, but it is an option. The other option is to directly deposit Ether. And what you can do right here is you can actually view the account and you'll get an Ether address where you can actually send some Ether. So if you buy Ether, say on Coinbase, if you buy it on any other exchange, say Binance, if you buy it on Kraken, any other cryptocurrency exchange where you buy Ether, you can just send it to fund your MetaMask wallet by using this option. So the key point I want to tell you is that this right here is my address. This is my address on how I fund my MetaMask. This is a public address, so I'm not scared of sharing this with you because this address only lets me receive Ether. My MetaMask takes care of my private key. Notice I said export private key. I'm not showing you that because that's private. That belongs to me. And in your case, never share your private key with anybody, but know that if you ever want to fund your MetaMask, you do it this way. You go to the buy Ether, and then you get the option to receive Ether, and you can get your Ether address so you can actually receive Ether directly into your MetaMask. So this is the option that you can do that. But right now, I do have specifically some Ether inside my MetaMask. So let's go to OpenSea Shopping. So the key thing you will do is when you go to OpenSea, you can actually look and you have the option to sign in. If I go to my profile, it will say right here, sign into my wallet. Notice it's not asking me for a username and password. It's asking to connect to my MetaMask. Why? Because my MetaMask is interacting directly with the marketplace. It's how I authorize the marketplace to work with me. So instead of actually signing in with a username and password, I'm signing in with my MetaMask. Now there's other wallets you could use, but the most popular one is MetaMask. Right now I'm going to take you inside OpenSea, and what you'll find is that OpenSea, because it's connecting into my wallet, already has visibility of the NFTs that I have, and I have the option to sell them. So for instance, you will see that I have a connection of all my CryptoKitties. Should I wish to sell any of my CryptoKitties, I can make them available for sale at OpenSea. I could also list a domain name that I own, georgelevy.crypto, listed for sale at OpenSea. I don't want to, but I have that option, and that's what you can get with MetaMask. Once you store your digital assets, your NFTs, inside your MetaMask, you can then sell them at different marketplaces. Let me just take you very, very briefly through the OpenSea marketplace so you can see some of the options here, because this is what I want you to do. I want you to look through OpenSea and look at what other NFT creators have done so you can get ideas. Realize what will make the most sense for you. What do you want to sell? Are you a graphic artist? Well, if you're a graphic artist, you may want to put together a collection. Picasso Punks issues collectibles of these Picasso Punks series. And what you find is that this is Picasso Punk 219, this is Picasso Punk 445, this is Picasso Punk 512, and that's just one artist. And it looks very similar to, say, for example, Pokemon cards. If you were growing up and you like Pokemon, you have to collect them all. Same thing with these NFT collections. If you get into Picasso Punks, you may want to collect them, and different people charge for them different prices, and some collections are more valuable than others. You can establish yourself as a creator of a collection, such as War Riders, or for instance, you may want to get into Neon Cat, and different creators list their assets. Now, things that's interesting about OpenSea, OpenSea is not just about art. You can actually see here domain names are listed, there are virtual worlds, trading cards, collectibles. All of these are different types of NFTs that you can sell through OpenSea. And in fact, if you look through these, you can find that you can get here So Rare, which actually focuses on soccer collectible cards, Decentraland, which we spoke about earlier in the course, Super Rare. These are all NFT assets that are also available for you to sell at OpenSea. And if you're actually in the process of selling NFTs, this would be a great marketplace where you could actually sell the NFTs you have. Let's go to the next one. Let's talk about Rarible. Rarible, I want you to see it because Rarible not only gives you the option to buy, but just like at OpenSea, you can also create NFTs at Rarible. Now, I wanted to go to the Create tab because what you can find is that at Rarible, you can create a collectible, which may be just a one-off, right? If you have one work of art, and that's just your option. Say, for example, Beeple. Beeple had that one piece which was sold for $69 million. But in this specific case, you may want to issue a multiples where you could have just one asset which has multiple copies of it, which is what Luis Buenaventura did. He had one collectible and he sold a limited number of issues of that one collectible. So this is an option you could do at Rarible. Another thing I wanted to tell you is that it's as simple to get into Rarible using your MetaMask. Notice that the easiest and most popular option is to use MetaMask. This is why I wanted you to start at MetaMask, because with MetaMask, you have the option to work with Rarible, you have the option to work with OpenSea, you have the option to work with Mintable. Mintable is another marketplace where you can actually mint NFTs. And in fact, they gave you the option to mint your first NFT absolutely free, and you can start selling, and you can do it easily by creating an account. And in my case, I have an account already, which is actually with my MetaMask. I could simply connect my MetaMask inside, and if I want to buy any NFTs, I can simply select an NFT I want, and I can simply buy it. And it will just directly pay from my MetaMask wallet, and I'll be able to buy this specific NFT right now. And that would be the case with any one of these. Say, for example, I want to buy the Picasso Punks, I can buy now. Key things I want to point out to you is all of these options are available to me. Why? Because I have Ether and I could buy these NFTs. And that's what I want you to understand. The 6 easy steps to buying an NFT. I told you about installing MetaMask. I told you about funding your MetaMask wallet. And with that step, you can actually buy NFTs and become an NFT collector. which you could then turn around and also sell the NFTs at the various marketplaces you're seeing. For the purposes of this lesson, I will be choosing OpenSea. What we're going to do then is step 2 is connect your MetaMask wallet to your account and add funds to it. So the first thing I need to do is right now, let's connect into my MetaMask. So I will be signing in with my wallet. It will ask me then to connect with my MetaMask. I already have an account. I entered my password and I'm inside OpenSea. Notice that I created an account already and I actually customized it. I added a picture for myself. I added a profile header picture for it. If you actually look into these, you can have more information about me. Inside OpenSea, you will see already the NFTs that I own. So for instance, I have my multiple crypto kitties if I wanted to sell them. I mentioned also that I could also sell one of my domain names, georgelevy.crypto, which I won't. But in this case, I'm going to create a new collection and I'm going to create artwork that I will be able to sell as an NFT. To do that, first let me show you the piece I am going to be using. The piece will be this digital piece. Did you buy the dip? Now this original piece is actually made from a combination of various free elements that I was able to combine and prepare a brand new different element. So in this specific case, what I used was pictures from unsplash.com. These are completely royalty free. As long as you make modifications, you don't want to use the picture directly as you received it from Unsplash. You have to modify it for a different purpose, but you can use them for different commercial and personal uses. Another great resource is Pexels. Pexels.com is another place where you can download photos and videos, and you can actually use them freely with no royalties as long as you do not use them specifically according to their terms. But you can take them, you can customize them, you can promote them and create them into brand new pieces. For my specific cases, I actually created the piece that I showed you. I then used canva.com, which is one of the most powerful tools that I know, to be able to piece together and create art pieces. So for this specific purpose, I created this piece right here. This is going to be called Did You Buy the Dip? So let's go ahead and actually sell it. And the way you do that is you go to OpenSea, you go to Create, and you go to My Collections. Now, if you don't have a collection, you have the opportunity to create your own collection. To save you the time of creating a collection, I simply created one already, and it's very, very simple. You add a logo to it. You can put your own graphic image here. You put a description for yourself, and then you're able to add items. The first item I'm going to list is my Did You Buy the Dip? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add that new item. In the process, my MetaMask will open up and it will tell me if I want to sign in so that the system knows that it's actually coming from me. Remember, you're creating a non-fungible token and you have to assign ownership to it. So when you create this NFT, you are going to be the owner of this NFT, this piece, and then it can get transferred to somebody else that actually buys it. So for this moment, I'm actually going to be signing it and letting them know that I actually want to create a new item. So what I will do right now is I will actually be taking this specific piece that I have here, Did You Buy the Dip? And I'm going to drag it into the system. So right now the system has it. Notice that to be able to create a new item, I have many options. I can create videos, I can create audio, I can create a recording, I can put graphics, JPEG, PNG, GIF. All of these are different formats for creating digital assets inside OpenSea, which you're going to sell as an NFT. So for the name, this one is called Did You Buy the Dip? Now, I actually have already written the description for this specific piece to save you the time, and I'm going to paste it. Now, the external link, I will be listing my own site, because if people want to learn more about me, they can go to georgelevy.com, and then will ask me different things. Properties. Will I actually want to be able to add properties such as the character? And this is usually when you're doing collectibles. If you're doing like crypto kitties, well, you have to say the character, what's the name, etc. All these are properties that are corresponding to your specific NFT. I'm not going to list any of these. These will be numerical traits, which would be, for instance, if you're creating characters, well, the characters may have different variables. For example, speed or strength or height. You can determine different variables that can be included to the item. And then you can put specifically numerical traits. You can also put additional specific aspects, as I mentioned, speed, etc. It all depends on what you want to create, if it's going to be part of a full collection. Another key thing that's very valuable about these is that you can add unlockable content. What this unlockable content allows you to do is that you can put an extra piece of content that's only available to the person that pays for the NFT. And when they buy the NFT, they receive to unlock that content and receive it. Now, it could be a personal greeting from you, it could be a video, it could be an audio, it could be something special that's only available to the person that actually buys that content. Now, key thing I want to tell you, for the purposes of this specific example, I will only be minting one specific NFT, which will be Did You Buy the Dip? And that's what you can get. And I'm going to show you exactly how this works, because I am now going to be able to create this inside OpenSea, and you'll see how this whole thing plays out. So when I create it, now OpenSea will then engage my wallet, because I have to pay an original fee. This is very important, because if I don't do that, then what you're going to wind up doing is that you're going to wind up filling the whole place with spam. Just people posting free things with no value whatsoever. So by actually forcing you to pay to be able to make that initial collection item, because right now I'll be creating my first NFT, I have to pay a fee. But after that, subsequent items in that collection, I will not have to pay a fee for. So right now I will pay that fee right now, and I will have to list it. So what I'm going to be putting is, here's the details for the actual NFT that I'm creating. I'm going to put together the pricing and the listing for it. I'm going to sell it. The system will then ask me at what price point I want to sell it. So I am going to be selling it at a set price. You could put it as a highest bid if you actually want to sell it as an auction, if you want to group it with others. For example, if you have a collection of items that have to do with, I don't know, cryptocurrency dips, like I just did right now, you could do it as a bundle. But for this point and for this example, I'm just going to put a set price. And the price in this case, I'm going to post it in Ether, and I'm going to put it at 0.02. At the end of the day, when I've put the whole thing together, the system will then list it, and it will ask me if I want to pay to be able to sell this. My fees are going to be $73.58 to be able to do my first collection. Now, once I do this original transaction, after that, I will be able to do subsequent NFTs without having to pay additional fees. So this fee will be just for the purposes of being able to mint this initial NFT in this collection that I have here. Now notice that I have inside my Ethereum wallet, I have the 7358 available, and I can actually send it. This is why it's so important that you actually fund your MetaMask before you create any NFTs. So right now I'm going to go through the process, and you're going to see how quickly I'm able to create my NFT. As I confirm it, the system will go through the process, and once that transaction is complete, I will be able to already have my NFT available on OpenSea. And just like that, my piece is available for sale on OpenSea.io. As you can see here, here's the piece, Did You Buy the Dip? And it's available for sale at 0.02 Ether. And if anybody else wishes to buy it, it's already available at OpenSea for purchase. Concept of the double spend problem. Now, you may recall that the double spend problem is when you take a picture of an item. For example, you take a picture of this digital artwork. Well, you can just make multiple copies of those digital artwork pictures and just send them all over the world. You have a whole bunch of them, right? But when you create an NFT, you basically create and denominate one as the original. You have an original digital piece, and whoever owns the token, the NFT, corresponding to that work of art is the owner of the real piece. Now, when you're dealing with NFTs, you can create limited series. For example, you create a series of 3 and just sell 3 digital tokens, but they're still originals. You would have 3 originals because you have 3 tokens corresponding 1 original of each. This will be a series of 3. Now, what you have are limited numbers of authentic copies. Let's take that beyond and let's talk about a physical work of art. If you have a physical work of art and you create an NFT of it, you run into the problem of which one is the original? Which one is the unique work of art? Is it the painting or is it the NFT? Well, this brings us up to multiple options, and that's what I want you to take in concept when you are creating NFTs of physical work of arts. The first one is that they're one. They're one and inseparable. It's one unique piece which corresponds with the physical painting and the NFT that matches it. This is the case of Desnuda sobre el lienzo, which is a painting by one of my favorite artists, Lucy Enriquez, and it's a physical painting. Here I am with the painting, but I happen to own the NFT corresponding to that painting. That is, I have the NFT for that original painting, and it's recorded on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. That non-fungible token was transferred to me, and I am the owner both of the physical painting and the digital token corresponding to that painting. They're one inseparable, unique piece. Now, option 2 is that they're two separate pieces. The first part is a unique physical work, and the NFTs are unique separate copies. So you have the original artwork, and then you have a limited number of digital copies that correspond to that physical original artwork. So what you can have is there's a one-of-one physical piece, and then you can have a series of, say, a limited run of 9 NFTs like I've got here. You have 9 digital copies, which would each have a unique NFT corresponding to it. So you have two separate pieces. One of them is the physical, which is the physical painting, and the rest of them will be the limited number of digital copies. Now, these digital copies don't have to be a run of 9. It could be a one-of-one. There could be a physical painting, and there could be a digital NFT corresponding to that painting. In fact, that's what Lucy Enriquez does with her work, only I purchased both. I actually had the opportunity to buy the physical painting and the corresponding NFT. She also sells you the physical painting, in which case you would get the NFT, but you could also buy an NFT without the physical painting, knowing that the physical painting would then be held at Galerías Lucy and somebody else could buy it. You wouldn't own the physical painting. You see, they're separate pieces. Now, option 3 is that the digital becomes the unique original. Now, this is controversial because what that really requires is for the physical piece to be destroyed. That is, you create the physical piece, then you create the digital version of it, and then you destroy the physical so that the digital version, or NFT, is the original. This is exactly what was done with a Banksy artwork that was sold, and then it was burned in order to create the digital piece as the original. That is, they destroyed the physical Banksy artwork in order for the original digital to become the true unique piece for that artwork. Process of taking that video, and I'm going to turn it into an NFT and make it available for sale. To do that, I'm going to do so also in OpenSea. The process for minting NFTs is very, very similar in the other places. Rareable, I showed you Mintable. You're going to go through a very, very similar process. I want to focus primarily on OpenSea because that's the exchange that it finds has the largest audience, and it's also the most popular. So I want you to get used to OpenSea. That does not mean that you should not look at maybe listing on Rareable or Mintable, but I want you to understand that OpenSea is the largest NFT marketplace. And they're not just saying that, they really do have the largest selection, and you will get most sales coming from OpenSea. So just to put in context, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into my account. You know how I'm going to do that. I told you that I have my MetaMask wallet. I'll simply use my MetaMask wallet, and then I'll sign in to my wallet, which will automatically get me into OpenSea. You see, I don't use a username and password. I'm simply using my MetaMask wallet to get into OpenSea. Now, if you'll notice, this is my collection of NFTs. You'll notice that I not only have Did You Buy the Dip, there's 2 more NFTs which I've made available for sale. I didn't have to pay OpenSea to actually list those. Why? Because I already paid my initial listing fee so that I could actually get the permission to put up Did You Buy the Dip. But by now, OpenSea says, okay, go ahead, and I can create more NFTs in this collection. So notice I created 2. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but this time I am going to list a video. And that video will be for the performance of There Can Be Only One. So to do that, I'll simply go to Create. I'll go to my collections. I'll choose the collection, George Levy, one blockchain at a time. And I'll have the option to create a new item. So right here, when I click on Add New Item, I will then be given the opportunity to sign in. MetaMask will let me in, and I'll be able to put in my assets. So right now, the first thing I need to do is I can list an image, a video, an audio. You get to choose whatever you want. I'm actually going to use an MP4 file of the video that I just recorded. I will place the file inside, and you'll notice that I'll get a preview for it. It'll be the beginning of the file. I'm actually going to stop the audio here because I want to be able to talk to you about it. Because I'm loading a video, it's important for you to know that you can't just upload any video. The video needs to be a maximum size of 40 megabytes. This will be important because this is a 40 megabyte render of the video that I had, and I had to make it 40 megabytes because it was actually too big. Now, I will be leveraging a higher resolution version as I go through this, and I'll show you how it all plays in. So as a preview image, I have created a preview image here that will be able to tell you a little bit about the file. And I'm going to now place a description for this specific NFT. So the NFT's name is going to be NFT TCB0 or 01, because there can be only one, not 01. NFT, there can be only one. And I will go to HTTPS George Levy, if anybody wants to find out. And now I'm going to place a description of the item. So here's a description. Non-fungible tokens are a type of digital token which can sometimes represent a physical asset. This brings up the question when you're dealing with a physical work of art. Which one is the real, authentic piece, the physical or the digital? Now I'm going to teach you a secret that will be very, very important for you to realize, okay? So the main thing I'm going to do right now is I'm not going to use properties here because it's not part of a collection. I don't really need it. I'm not going to use levels. I'm not going to use stat. But this time I am going to use the feature of unlockable content. Now the unlockable content is going to be very valuable in this one because the video file that I am presenting as the NFT is only under 40 megabytes in size. And I have a much higher resolution version, but it's only available to the person that actually purchases this NFT. Now, the interesting thing is that what you get is a field to be able to write in a message that only the person that buys the NFT can actually see it. So I'm going to place the content in here and I'm going to blur it because I don't want you to see it. It's actually only going to be available to the person that actually buys this NFT. And it's very much like the games LOL Dolls or Hatchimals, where you buy something, and if it has unlockable content, you can hide something inside it that's very special and available only to the person that buys the NFT. So a perfect example could be if you're dealing with physical art, you could leave a message. Hi, thank you very much for buying the NFT. For you to get the physical representation, please write to me with your address and I will send you the painting, right? But then you build into the cost of the NFT, the shipping of the painting, all that into it. Or you could do something, for instance, hide a very special greeting to the person, a video greeting just for the person that actually bought that NFT. Or you could hide in a special coupon that when used in your shopping site actually gives you completely free complimentary access. So there's many things that you can use with this hidden unlockable content inside this piece. And I have hidden a secret message inside it with a link to a password protected place where you can download the original video. And furthermore, there's a very special gift inside here that has a value of over $50,000. And I'm hiding it inside here. Why? Because whoever buys the NFT gets this very special gift. Now, mind you, I'm not going to tell you what it is, not for you to buy it, but just so you know what is possible by hiding unlockable content inside an NFT. So right now I'm going to create this, and what you're going to see is that the system's going to take me through the process of actually creating this NFT. And just like that, the NFT TCB01 has been created. So let's proceed to sell it. So what I am going to do right now is I have the opportunity to be able to write in the description of it, which I've already got. Here are my details. You'll notice that here is the unlockable content, which is only available to whoever actually buys this NFT. And I'm going to place it for sale. Now, I have the option to set the price like I told you. I can set it as an auction or as a bundle. I'm actually going to set the price. And in this case, I actually want to set the price at 10 Ether. That's going to be the price that I am going to be charging for it. As I told you, I have a very valuable gift inside this, and 10 Ether would be appropriate for what I'm actually thinking about. I'm going to post my listing, and just like that, my MetaMask is going to tell me if I want to sign it. I'm going to sign it, and there we have it. Right now what we have is an NFT TCB01 available for sale fully, and it's part of my collection of NFTs that I'm making available. So take these lessons and realize what you can accomplish by creating your own NFTs. Now that you know how to create and sell NFTs on OpenSea, I want to encourage you to grow your business. Realize that if you do not have assets for sale, that is NFTs available for people to buy, you can't really sell anything. So it's up to you to list products for sale. One thing that's interesting about OpenSea is that you only have to pay once to be able to actually list as many assets as you want. So let me give you an example of what I've been up to. If you look at the collections, not only do I have a collection called George Levy One Blockchain at a Time, I told you about the different NFTs that I created here. You may not know about this video NFT that I created called the Bitcoin HODL, but you will also notice that I also have a new collection called My Crypto Turtle. Now, My Crypto Turtle is what's known as a collectibles. If you look inside OpenSea, there's a series called Collectibles. Collectibles are actually series of different NFTs that are all in the same specific genre. They have the same type of motif. So for example, you could have My Crypto Kitties. They're all crypto kitties. These could be cyberpunks. These could be specifically catchphrase Dog Unleashed. All of these are different collectibles and they're part of a series. So what I did was I created a brand new collectible series of my own called My Crypto Turtle. Let me tell you what the vision of this is. My Crypto Turtle is all about helping save the turtles. Saving the sea turtles is a huge cost to me and my family. I'm a big donor to this cause. I live in front of the beach in Miami, and there are sea turtle nests everywhere. I'm very close to the people that actually take care of these sea turtle nests, and I know that there are 7 species of sea turtles, and they're all in the endangered list. So my goal through My Crypto Turtle is to create a collectible series of 7 different sea turtle crypto collectibles that people will be able to collect, and I will take the proceeds of these collectibles and actually donate them to be able to adopt sea turtle nests. So what I give people is the opportunity to be able to buy this NFT of this collection, and I will take the funds of what they say and I will be able to then adopt a sea turtle nest. I will send a photo and I'll tell you exactly how I do this. But key question that I want to tell you is that there are 7 of these. And if you look, I have a leatherback turtle, I have green turtle, I have loggerhead turtle, I have hawksbill turtle. And right now I'm going to go beyond the hawksbill turtle. I'm going to get a new asset. And let me tell you exactly what the vision is here. The first thing I want to tell you is that I have already created all of these, and I'm just going to take the process right now to set up the Kemp's Ridley. And but before I do that, I want to tell you what the secret is of what I'm doing here. Because what I explained to you is that when you create these NFTs and you create this new item, I showed you that the supply is always 1. Doesn't matter how much you try, you can't change that number. There is a way that you can actually go around that, and if you actually take and you include the following text on the URL on the top, $enable_supply equals true, and you hit enter, what you will find is that the page will refresh, and now you have the option to change the supply. So I am now, instead of creating just 1, I am going to create a series of 1,000 of the Kemp's Ridley. So the first thing I will do is I will take the graphic for Kemp's Ridley. I will include it in here. I will then put Kemp's Ridley Turtle. And then I have actually created a domain name, which I got, which is https://mycryptoturtle.com. And if you go to that URL, you will be able to go redirected directly to this collection of NFTs that I have available. And I have prepared the description already in advance in order not to waste your time. So actually I will include the detailed description of what Kemp's Ridley turtles are all about. And I will include some properties. Notice that this is different from what we actually had in the previous ones that we've done. Right now I'm adding properties. Why? Because these are collectibles, and each one of these collectible cards or NFTs is actually different from the other one. So let's see specifically. In this specific point, the species for this one is actually Kemp's Ridley. And then I will be able to add the scientific name for this, which I've also got available. The scientific name is here. And then I've got the global status of where they are in the endangered spectrum. Critically, it's very sad, critically endangered. Now what you're going to notice also is that
After I am able to add these properties, I will be taking advantage of the unlockable content. This is a very valuable piece that I want you to take advantage as well, because what this enables you to do is it actually gives you the opportunity to communicate with the person who's actually making the purchase of the NFT. And as I told you, you can include inside whichever thing you want. So for instance, in the other piece that I showed you earlier, the NFT called the Bitcoin HODL, I leveraged the unlockable content with a very special Bitcoin offer available only to the person that actually buys that NFT. So for the buyer of this NFT, I list here in the instructions. So what I'm basically telling them is that with the proceeds from the purchase, we will adopt a sea turtle nest on behalf of the person that actually bought the NFT, and I will send a digital photo of the sea turtle nest that they've adopted. Furthermore, if they collect all 7, I will actually send a very special gift, and I will list a picture of all the 7 nests that they've actually adopted. So it's a very, very special option for people to be able to buy this NFT and in the process help save the turtles, because to me it's a very, very special and dear cause. So what I can do now is I can create this, and as I told you, I'm creating 1,000 of this specific NFT, the Kemp's Ridley collectible from My Crypto Turtle. So I will then proceed to sell these. The system does not have to review it. It's just going to take me directly. As I say, there's 1,000 owned by me right now. So what I can do is I can list it for sale. I will set the price for these. I will only sell 1 at a time, and the price that I'm going to put is 0.035 Ether is the price that I'm going to sell these. So right now what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be listing this Kemp's Ridley collectible from the My Crypto Turtle collectible series, and I will post it for sale. And just like that, OpenSea will ask me to sign it with my MetaMask. I don't have to pay anything. And here's my brand new NFT available for sale for my collectible series called My Crypto Turtle. You can do the same. So I highly encourage you, once you actually understand how to create and sell NFTs, take advantage of the fact that you can create as many NFTs as you want on OpenSea and realize that each one of those NFTs is a brand new product available for sale so that people can actually buy from you. That I have not shown you because I have not been paying for buying NFTs. This will be a valuable lesson which you will understand exactly the entire process of what you're doing when you're listing NFTs on OpenSea. When you list an NFT on OpenSea, what you're really doing is what they call lazy minting. You're not really creating the NFT. You're basically creating the possibility of the NFT. The NFT gets minted the moment that somebody makes a purchase, and that buyer actually pays for the minting process. So that is why you're able to create all these NFTs, list them for sale, but you don't have to pay to create the NFT. The NFT gets created the moment someone pays for that NFT that you presented, and then it gets minted and they receive the token. They create the NFT the moment that they actually make the purchase from you. Until then, it's merely a concept inside OpenSea. You're listing the NFT as a potential NFT, but the NFT itself gets minted by the buyer when they make the purchase. That's why you don't have to pay every single time to mint an NFT. Let me take you through that process because I actually identified an NFT that I want to buy. The NFT I do want to buy is actually this piece here called Suffer, which is actually a limited edition NFT. There's only going to be 6 pieces of them. Notice that these are unique pieces. There's only one of these, one of these, one of these. This one actually has 6 units. Now, these 6 units are actually what are known as being semi-fungible because it's fungible, but there's a limited edition of them. So I wanted to let you know that because if you create a limited edition series where there's more than one, sometimes that's referred to as being semi-fungible. Each one of these is identical, but they're unique. There's only a total of 6 of them. So right now what I'm going to do is I am going to buy this piece right now. And what you're going to see is that it actually includes some unlockable content, and there's a price for it. It's 0.014 Ether, $49.19. You're going to see right now that I am going to make this purchase, and in the process I will also be presented with a warning. That warning is actually a disclaimer that the item has not been reviewed by OpenSea. This is done standard by OpenSea because it's the way that they're able to disclaim themselves to be able to make sure that nobody is actually putting counterfeit information inside. So this is standard inside all OpenSeas when you're actually buying an NFT. So do not be concerned about this as I go through this process. So I will now be buying it. one thing you're going to be able to see from this is that this is not the total price. I am going to be paying for the minting of this item. I want this item. It's a very special deal to me. My name is George Levy, and having the rabbi actually describe or sofer actually copying the Torah to me is a very, very personal piece, and especially if it's coming from Lucy Henriquez, who's the same artist who created this Nuda sobre el lienzo, which I told you. So I'm going to purchase this piece, and now it's going to ask me if I want to pay for this. Notice that I'm going to have to pay gas for this. This is the process of me minting this lazy mint of sofer into a real token. So I will now be turning this into an NFT token that I'll be able to receive. And furthermore, if I want to sell it on OpenSea, I can, but I can also take that same asset and actually I can sell it on other marketplaces. As of this moment, I don't own it yet, so I need to buy it. And to do so, I have to pay the fee to be able to mint it. So I'm going to confirm this. I'm doing the transaction. I will be waiting until the transaction completes. The transaction has completed. I will now go back to all the items and I will be the owner of that one specific asset. I'll then be able to go to my profile and I'll be able to see that inside the assets that I own, I have sofer. And if I wish, I can actually list the item for sale as I currently own the NFT token for this. And I could also sell it if I want in another marketplace such as Rarible or Mintable or any other one. Because NFTs are actually recorded on the blockchain, you keep a permanent record of how they move around. And you can set up royalties so that you can actually get a reward every time an NFT gets traded in the future. Now you can program this into your collections to include royalties, and that will enable you to receive future payments as royalties when your NFTs are actually traded and moving around. I will be explaining to you how you can do this, and you can set up royalties, which OpenSea will enable you to set up to 10% in royalties. Let me explain to you how this works out. So the first thing you will do is once you're inside your OpenSea, I want you to go over and select My Collections. You will have your different collections inside. As you can see, I have 2 collections in here. I am going to set up some royalties for my crypto turtle. I will then edit my collection and I have the option to select a section which actually says royalties. Now, as I mentioned to you, you collect a fee when a user resells the item you created. This is actually deducted from the final sale price and is paid to you on a monthly payout to the address of your choosing. I'm going to set this up, but I'm going to explain something to you because royalties also apply to your initial sale. What that means is that if you actually sell a piece, say 1 Ether is your price, and have a 5% royalty in the collection, you'll receive only 0.925 Ether for the sale. 2.5% will go to OpenSea and 5% is the royalty. That royalty you will receive 2 to 4 weeks later. So think about it. What you're doing when you're setting up royalties, even on your initial sale, you will have to wait for this royalty to be paid out to you. Still, it's a very valuable thing to do, and if you choose to do it, I'm going to explain to you how to do this. I'm actually going to do this and set up a percentage fee of 10%. This is the maximum that you're allowed. Notice that I have the opportunity here to set out a payout wallet address. This will be your Ether wallet, where you will actually be able to receive your payout to 2 to 4 weeks later. It really is that simple. Right now, this collection is set up on the Ethereum blockchain, and I will proceed and select it to submit the changes. From this moment on, this one specific collection will then have royalties of 10% automatically paid out to me if somebody trades these into the future. Once you have set up your royalties for a collection, you can simply go to My Collections again, and when you select your collection, you will have the option to see royalties. When you click royalties, you will have a royalty payout history where you'll be able to know when your payouts will occur. If you're expecting them, say 2 to 4 weeks later, it will show up on this calendar as soon as you set up those collections with the royalty payout. And you know that you need to expand your sales channels of how you can sell more. I want to talk to you about some of the areas where you can actually expand to. So if we go to my collections, what you will find is that by this point, I have actually loaded up all 7 of the NFTs. that I had available for the My Crypto Turtles, so the entire collection is available for sale. I also have my collections over for the one blockchain at a time, and I will continue expanding on those. I would like to let you know that my goal of why I focus so much on OpenSea is that once you pay that initial fee over at OpenSea, you can keep expanding and putting more and more content in it. However, if you actually want to go above and beyond OpenSea, when you go to the create portion, what you will find is that you have the opportunity to go to other NFT creation tools. I spoke to you about Rarible. I spoke to you about Mintable. Now, what I will tell you is that Rarible, as you can see, it uses the ERC 1155 standard I told you about Ethereum. And in Cargo, you're using the ERC 721, same as at Mintbase. But the key point I want to point out to you is that once you're able to actually set up your NFTs to actually sell on OpenSea, you actually have the opportunity to reach a larger audience than in any of those other platforms. Let me talk to you what I'm talking about. So if you actually look at the traffic, according to Alexa, of how many people actually come to OpenSea, what you will find is that OpenSea is actually the number 1,945 in traffic worldwide. The nearest closest one is Rarible. Rarible's number 3,119. So what you get to see is that 1,945, and then you drop all the way down to 3,119. If you go further, you go into Mintable. Mintable drops to 9,689. But the reason I want to let you know about this is that if you actually look at what's actually available for sale at OpenSea, you'll find that at OpenSea you can actually find the Rarible items. So why would you go to Rarible and actually mint your items on Rarible if you actually can just get them directly and just sell them on OpenSea? Also, I don't want you to spread your funds in having to mint NFTs across multiple platforms if at the end of the day, if you set them up on OpenSea, you reach the largest audience. And especially when you're going in the beginning, what I want you to do is focus on getting your product in place, keep trying to see which products actually stick, which ones are better, before you actually spread out and start going to other places to actually get your products out there. So don't go too wide. Focus in this one specific platform and get your products out there. Roll out collections, roll out different formats, try different things to see what will actually work for you. For example, you see here there's an example of physical cards sold as NFTs. So this is a person that actually has access to physical sports cars, which are actually now being converted into NFTs, and that's what they're selling. That's a good idea. How about Lil Jon? Lil Jon actually has a very strong following, so he's creating assets that he's actually able to sell as NFTs. If you look through what Lil Jon is doing right now, you'll find that he's trying different formats. He's trying different ad libs, different catchphrases. He's just trying different things to see what actually will sell. At the moment of this recording, he hasn't sold anything, but he's trying 37 different items. What I want to tell you is that this is what you can do if you have a following. You get to take advantage of the fact that you have a following that actually likes you, and you create something that you can offer to them. So in my case, what I am offering is the one blockchain at a time. My audience is primarily focused on blockchain, Bitcoin, and crypto. So if I can offer NFTs that are focusing on those topics, hopefully they will be of value to my audience. Focus on yourself. What kind of audience do you have? Are you a musician? Do you have people that go to your shows? Well, then maybe you want to try an approach similar to Lil Jon. If you're an athlete, then perhaps maybe you want to actually focus on some of the sports items. The key point is this. The whole goal is each one of us has unique talents and has unique gifts. You should take whatever you have that you can add value with and convert it into an NFT and offer it outside. And what I highly encourage you to do is go to OpenSea and get started. Put your first NFT out and then try a second NFT and just keep cranking them out, because you don't have to pay extra for the additional NFTs that you do. You can roll out new collections, you can roll out new NFTs, and that is what you want to do. One key final point that I want to tell you on the topic of creating NFTs. Always be mindful of copyright. Don't get anybody else's content, because you can really get into a lot of legal trouble by selling copyrighted materials. Never use anything that somebody else has a trademark for. Be creative and create your own NFTs. In the case of Lil Jon has his own unique yeah type of voice. Well, he's using that, he's minting that, and that's what he's offering as NFTs. So everybody has their own unique angles. And what I want you to do is focus on making your own vision for your own NFTs. Take advantage of the OpenSea platform, and once you create your first NFT, you can just create more and more, and you won't have to pay additionally for each one. With one of the examples that I've spoken to you about, which is Beeple's Everyday's The First 5,000 Days. This piece, which sold for $69 million, sold at Christie's, an auction house where typically fine art is sold. Now, an NFT made it into Christie's, and that piece broke all records and sold for $69 million, making it the highest priced NFT ever sold. Now this piece actually was composed of 5,000 art pieces, because Everyday's was composed of every single day Beeple created a new digital image. So the first 5,000 days incorporated the first 5,000 digital images that Beeple created every day, and compiled. That piece sold for $69 million at Christie's. Now notice, this was sold at Christie's, which is an auction house which traditionally sells fine art. So what you're seeing is that NFTs are making their way into the fine art space, and now we had an NFT selling for $69 million at Christie's. So the first item that I want to say is the target that reaches art collectors are used to paying high prices when they value a piece. So why people buy high ticket priced NFTs, a target audience that you may be interested in looking at is art collectors. I will continue on that by pointing out that CryptoPunks, which was actually a limited edition of these CryptoPunks, 9 of these CryptoPunks sold for $16.9 million at Christie's again. So what you're seeing again is that these NFTs are making their way into auction houses, and they're commanding multi-million-dollar pieces. Continuing to that, Beeple created a new piece that's actually a sculpture and an NFT, and sold it for nearly $29 million at an auction house with Christie's again. So what we're finding is that these pieces are actually commanding very, very large ticket prices, and the target audience is art collectors. I will then like to go into investment and speculation. You see, not everybody is an art collector, and other people buy NFTs thinking as an investment, or because they're speculating that they can turn around and flip it and make a much larger profit out of it. Let me give you some key examples. I want to talk about Pudgy Penguins, which is a collection of 8,888 penguins, and each one of them was truly unique. Now what's interesting about this collection is that this collection was launched and it actually sold in just 19 minutes on OpenSea. People really were interested in this piece, and in 19 minutes all 8,888 Pudgy Penguins sold. But the story doesn't end there. From there, Alexis Ohanian, who happens to be the co-founder of Reddit and is actually married to Serena Williams, the tennis player, he actually bought a Pudgy Penguin and actually posted on Twitter his image of his Pudgy Penguin. This actually brought a lot of people a lot of attention about Pudgy Penguins, because Alexis Ohanian is a very, very well-known and recognized personality. And from that specific place, from listing that Pudgy Penguin, more and more people became interested in Pudgy Penguins. Following that, shortly, the New York Times interviewed Alexis, and he stated, "I joined a Penguin NFT club because apparently that's what we do now." And in that piece, he spoke about Pudgy Penguins, thereby increasing greatly the visibility into these Pudgy Penguins. Now, the Pudgy Penguins actually continued selling, and here we're looking at a Pudgy Penguin selling for $469,000. So what we're seeing is there was a lot of attention around these Pudgy Penguins, and as the more and more the awareness of this piece spread, more and more of this collection actually drove higher and higher ticket prices. So much so that someone actually made a purchase and made $600,000 by flipping that Pudgy Penguin, just because that Pudgy Penguin was different. It was looking the opposite way, whereas all the other Pudgy Penguins were looking in one direction. This one was looking the opposite way. And that was so much of a differentiator that one piece resulted into a $600,000 profit for this person that actually purchased it and sold and flipped it. Just to put things in context, Pudgy Penguins still sells to this day, and what I'm looking at right now in early January 2022 is just looking at the statistics that in the past 7 days, there's been 209 Pudgy Penguins being sold. That is, the people that already had the initial Pudgy Penguins have been reselling them. And what we're finding is that in the last 7 days, there's been $747,000 worth of trading volume. And a lot of people have been selling and reselling Pudgy Penguins across. Now, not all 8,888 Pudgy Penguins actually resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. There were many of them that did not command those prices. But there are people who are still selling the same Pudgy Penguins. Because when you have an NFT, you can buy an NFT and you can sell it to someone else. That's one of the beauties of an NFT. When you actually make a purchase, you own the piece and you can then turn around and sell the piece to someone else if you want to. The next one I want to talk about is the concept of status symbol. This is one of the key areas where NFTs in the high ticket price is actually commanding the most attention. And I want you to be aware of this because status symbol is one of the key areas where NFTs kick in. So I spoke to you about Alexis Ohanian, who happens to be the co-founder of Reddit. One thing I want you to notice is that his profile picture on Twitter is actually an NFT. That's a Bored Ape Yacht Club. That specific type of NFT is very popular among celebrities. The Bored Ape Yacht Club is actually a limited collection of 10,000 Bored Ape NFTs, and these were actually purchased and have been very, very popular among celebrities. If you want to be somebody, you get a Bored Ape Yacht Club. So much so that Eminem spent around $500,000 on an NFT of a Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now, why is this so important? The same as I showed you that Alexis Ohanian, his Twitter profile, his picture is actually his Bored Ape Yacht Club. If we look at Eminem, he's done the same. If you go to Twitter and you look at Eminem's Twitter profile, you will find that his picture on his Twitter is actually his Bored Ape Yacht Club. This is a very big thing as it's a status symbol. Not everybody can spend $500,000 on a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT. And as a result, Eminem could put it on his profile picture. Why? Because he bought it. Not everybody else can have that. So we continue that. Other celebrity Bored Ape owners, we have people like Jimmy Fallon, we have people like Post Malone, Snoop Dogg, all of these celebrities and many more have purchased Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. Now that we're talking about Snoop Dogg, I want to talk a little bit about him because Snoop Dogg actually has a collection of NFTs worth around $17 million. Snoop Dogg is a big believer in the NFT space and has been investing heavily in NFTs. He's very, very proud. As I mentioned, the status symbol of having NFTs is a big deal, especially when you have the kind of money that a celebrity does. You want to be able to flaunt your NFTs. Well, Snoop Dogg is very, very proud of having a collection worth $17 million. Let's go one step further. Let's go to Jay-Z. And just like I showed you that Eminem put a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT picture on his Twitter, well, Jay-Z instead chose to put a CryptoPunk NFT as his Twitter profile picture. This is a very, very expensive NFT that he actually purchased, and that's his profile picture on Twitter. Again, as I mentioned, it's a status symbol when you can afford spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a collectible, which is an NFT, and then being able to flaunt it on your Twitter profile. We have Jay-Z. Now, I want to point out that Jay-Z is a big believer in NFTs, and one of the things he's also been doing is he's also been selling NFTs. In fact, his debut album sold as an NFT at Sotheby's for $139,000. Notice, in this case again, an NFT is making it into an auction house, in this case Sotheby's, and was sold for $139,000. So you're looking at the value of why people buy NFTs. Well, here's another NFT selling for over $100,000. Now, going in that same direction, I want to talk about that not everybody can be Jay-Z. Not everybody can be Post Malone. Not everybody can be Snoop Dogg. Well, investors also want to flaunt and show off that they have money. So this NFT investor, in this case I'm talking about G Money, spent $170,000 on a CryptoPunk just so he could wear it on his Twitter profile and flaunt it. As he states it, it's like wearing a Rolex in real life. Well, you could have a Timex, you could have any watch, but in your case, if your Twitter profile picture is a CryptoPunk that costs $170,000, that is a true status symbol. And that's a real reason why people buy these. They just want to flaunt that they're able to have that kind of money to spend on NFTs. In this case, this is G Money, and that's the NFT that he actually purchased. It was a CryptoPunk avatar, and it cost around $170,000. I want to go on beyond the status symbol and talking about the fact that some of these high ticket priced NFTs support a cause. And I'll be going further into this, but let me give you some of the examples. When you're looking at raising funds for a cause, these are also very popular ways of leveraging NFTs. For example, there were several NFTs being auctioned during a benefit for St. Jude's Hospital with a goal of $200 million fundraising. These NFTs were a big piece because 100% of the proceeds would benefit St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So what you're noticing is that NFTs are serving a positive goal in this case. They're actually being used as a way for people to buy an NFT, like an NFT or art auction, and the funds are actually supporting a worthwhile cause, in this case, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Now I want to give you the example of this one specific one, because when we go through this piece, I was actually very involved in the process because this entire NFT auction was actually done during Miami Art Week. I'm based in Miami along with Blockchain Institute of Technology, and BitBasel, which was the organizers of many of these different NFT events, were actually very, very actively involved in this auction. And I work very closely with BitBasel, and Blockchain Institute of Technology works closely with BitBasel. We have been sponsors of hackathons that actually focus on different developers. But BitBasel is very active in the NFT space. And this whole focus of leveraging NFTs to support worthwhile causes is a very high profile use of NFTs, and there's a lot of money that's being raised. As we spoke about, I just want to give you one example. One of the NFTs sold was Seeker by Dr. Cian Proctor, who sold it for 22 Ether. It was around $100,000 at the time of the sale. So what you're noticing is that this one NFT, Seeker, sold for 22 Ether to support a worthwhile cause. Beyond that, I want to talk about the final one that I want to address in this case, which is to make a statement. When you buy a high ticket item NFT, you're basically making a statement, and you may have your reasons. One of those reasons may be, for example, Vignesh Metakovan Sundaresan, who basically bought that initial $69.3 million NFT by Beeple. Well, he turned around afterwards and said, everybody, I purchased this NFT so you can download it for free. So in essence, what he did is he purchased this NFT and then turned around and offers it to the entire world so anybody that wants can right click and save it and view it. It's his NFT, and he wanted to use his money for that. He wanted to make the statement that I can buy an NFT for $69.3 million and simply just give it away to the rest of the world. That's the statement he wanted to make, and right now we're speaking about him. He made a true statement that really has had a historic event by doing so. Beyond that, I want to talk about the first tweet that was ever made was sold by Jack Dorsey for $2.9 million. Now what's interesting is that Jack Dorsey turned around, sold the first tweet he ever did on Twitter, sold it for $2.9 million, and then donated all the money to charity. That was his goal as the creator. But let's flip over to the other side, the buyer of that NFT. And that buyer of that NFT was Sina Estavi, who's the Bridge Oracle CEO and paid the $2.9 million for that first tweet. He specifically had an idea why he wanted to do that. He wanted to make a statement. Now what's interesting is that upon him doing that specifically, immediately he was attacked by people in the community saying, why would you ever pay $2.9 million for a tweet? To which he responded, it's not just a tweet. Years later, people will realize the true value of this tweet, like the Mona Lisa painting. He wanted to define his space in the history of NFTs. And right now we're speaking about him. By making that purchase of $2.9 million for that first tweet, he is making a statement that he believes in the power of NFTs. And as such, he has defined and carved a space in the history of NFTs. So we've spoken about all of these different reasons: art collectors, investment and speculation, status symbols, supporting a cause, making a statement. But there are many more reasons why people buy NFTs. As we complete this lesson, I want to remind you that the list that I've shown you is not a comprehensive one, and there are many more high-ticket priced NFTs that have sold. However, the list I have shown you is some of the key areas you may want to take a look at, because it is a proven example of different NFTs that have sold very, very high ticket prices and may give you some ideas of what you can achieve through the use of NFTs. What I want to leave you also with is just to know that the history of NFTs and what constitutes NFTs is still being defined. So you have the opportunity to create new NFTs in areas that have never been done. And perhaps you may come up with the next high ticket priced NFT. To do that, I want to end on an example that I truly find very innovative and very original, which is Tim Berners-Lee sold the web source code for the World Wide Web and auctioned it off for $5.4 million. Now you have to understand, an NFT of source code is truly original because it isn't actually a art piece, it isn't a music piece, this is source code. And this source code was auctioned off at Sotheby's and sold for $5.4 million. If you really look at what this NFT constituted, it actually had 4 different items. And these items were the timestamp files of the source code, an animated video of the code being written, a letter from Sir Tim, and a digital poster of the code created by Sir Tim. Notice how this piece actually leveraged the multimedia aspects of NFT. Not only did he actually auction off the source code, he auctioned off also an animated video of the code being written, and that created a more original type of NFT. That NFT sold for $5.4 million, as I explained, and the profits were actually donated towards causes chosen by Sir Tim and his wife. So as we wrap up this lesson, I want to encourage you to continue thinking about and imagining new ways in which you can leverage NFTs. It's a whole new space with many new possibilities that are being created on a daily basis.
This lesson, I would like to talk to you about Polygon. Polygon is one of the options for blockchains inside OpenSea in which you can list your NFTs. And the advantage of listing on Polygon is that you don't have to pay gas fees when you list your NFT for sale. So I want to first tell you a little bit about Polygon. Polygon is actually a layer 2 solution that works with Ethereum to address many of the challenges that Ethereum has. In the context of OpenSea, you're able to list and sell your NFTs on the Polygon blockchain without paying gas fees. Now let me show you how this all ties into OpenSea. I am right now looking at the NFTs that are currently listed on OpenSea as of the time of this lesson that I'm recording for you. What you will see is that there are 17,630,111 results. Now, what you will notice is that these are all the NFTs that are here. All I did was I went to Explore and I went to all the NFTs. Now, I have the option in the navigation to select different chains. Notice that I have Ethereum, but I also have Polygon and I have Clayton. For the purposes of this section, I want to focus on Ethereum and Polygon because you can list your specific NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain or you can list them on Polygon. So far, I've taught you how to use the Ethereum blockchain. In fact, if we look at the Ethereum blockchain listings, you will find that there's 13,759,850 results on the Ethereum blockchain. Now what I will do is I will clear that out and I want to show you what happens when I list on Polygon. What you'll see is that there will be a lot less results on the Polygon blockchain. Now, in some ways you could see this as an opportunity because there's not as many listings. However, what I want to point out is that whenever you do business to try to sell your NFTs on Polygon, you are limited to people being only able to pay you for the NFTs, working with cryptocurrencies that are on the Polygon blockchain. What I explain by this is this: if I were to buy this specific NFT, if I wanted to buy it, it is currently quoted in Ether on Polygon. It's not quoted on Ethereum on Ether. So the point is, if I wanted to make a purchase right now, I really don't have Ether on Polygon. I exclusively have Ether. So in order for me to be able to buy this NFT, I would need to then bridge my Ether to Polygon, and that has a gas fee associated with it. So me as a buyer, I would have to then move or bridge my Ether onto the Polygon blockchain, and that would incur me a gas fee cost. So many people don't look at the Polygon blockchain because they have Ether, or they might have USDC, but they really don't have Ether on Polygon or USDC on Polygon. While there are opportunities for you to list on Polygon, and many people are actually able to sell on Polygon,
it is not quite as active or as effective as listing on Ethereum. So I wanted to point this out to you because, as you will see, you have the option to see that there are many NFTs listed on OpenSea, but some of them are listed on Ethereum, some of them are listed on Polygon, and some of them are listed on Clayton. For the purpose of this lesson, I want to teach you how you can actually list your NFTs by creating and selling them on the Polygon blockchain. And I will be teaching you how you can create and sell NFTs on Polygon. The reason why this is important is that you can create and sell NFTs on Polygon without paying any gas fees. So I will teach you now how you can actually create and sell NFTs on Polygon in case you wish to do so. To do so, all you really need to do first and foremost is create a collection on OpenSea for you to sell your Polygon NFTs. I'm going to proceed to do that. What you need to do is select your profile, go to My Collections, and we are going to create a new collection. This collection will be specifically designed for us to be able to create NFTs on Polygon. To do so, you click on Create a Collection, and now you will be presented with the options to create a new collection. I will be filling in all the fields, but notice the importance of this. There is a field that enables you to choose which blockchain you would like to list these new items. By default, OpenSea lists on the Ethereum blockchain, but there are other options, in this case, Polygon. If I select Polygon, you will notice that you can actually receive payment. That is, when people buy and sell our items, they can use Ether on Polygon. You also have the option to add DAI and add USDC, but they're both on Polygon. I want to point that out to you. This limits the number of people that can actually buy your NFT to exclusively people that have Ether on Polygon or any of these other tokens, DAI on Polygon or USDC on Polygon. Otherwise, they can't buy your NFTs. This presents some limitations to it. However, it is an option you can choose in case you wish to list your NFTs for sale without paying any gas fees. So just to put things in context, if you are on Ethereum, people have the option to pay you with Ether, they can pay you with wrapped Ether, they have all these other tokens too, DAI, USDC. You can pay with all of these different tokens. Notice all the different payment options that people have in order to be able to do business with you. And yet, if you go to Polygon, you're limited exclusively to Ether on Polygon or DAI on Polygon or USDC on Polygon. So I wanted to point that out because when you make your collection available for sale, you will not be able to sell to people that have exclusively just normal Ether or normal USDC. Otherwise, what I mean, they will have to have their Ether on the Polygon blockchain in order to be able to buy your NFTs. Regardless, I'm going to teach you how you can actually create an NFT and list it on the Polygon blockchain so you can do so without paying any gas fees. So let's begin by creating this collection. I have actually prepared some prepared materials to be able to do this more efficiently. If I actually select here, you will notice that I have the logo image prepared, I have the featured image prepared, and I have an image for banner. So all of these I have prepared in advance to be as easy and quick as possible to show you how to do this. You would need to do the same because you will need to create a logo, a featured image, and a banner for these. For this collection, I will be calling it My NFT Throne Collection. My logo will consist of this image here, and I will add it here. I will then have the option to add a featured image. I have prepared a featured image for My NFT Throne Collection. It's actually, and if you notice, you will have the dimensions here. 350 by 350 for this image, 600 by 400 for this specific image, and I have a banner image also prepared. I will proceed to add this banner image that I prepared, which is the My NFT Throne Collection. Okay? I've also prepared in advance the name of this collection, which will be called My NFT Throne Collection. It will by default then give me a URL for this. This name is available. Say my assets, I can customize this. So my asset URL will be My NFT Throne Collection. Okay? And I have prepared also a specific description for this one specific collection, which is called My NFT Throne Collection. My NFT Throne Collection is a collection of NFTs featuring different concepts and ideas about NFTs and thrones being presented in artistic ways. For my category, I'm going to add it as art. I will not be adding any of these links at this precise moment. I want to set up some royalties in case somebody buys this and then sells it forward. I will then be able to receive royalties for future subsequent sales. So as a percentage fee, I'm going to ask for 10%. and I need to then add a payout wallet address. I've got my payout wallet address here, which I will be adding in that field. As I mentioned, I will be receiving this on the Polygon blockchain, and my payment tokens would have to be Ether on Polygon, or I want to add also DAI, and I want to also add USDC, all on Polygon. So I have the opportunity here to select if it's explicit and sensitive content. This is not the case. So what I am doing right now is creating a brand new collection, which will be on the Polygon blockchain, and I'll be able to create and sell NFTs on Polygon after I have this collection ready. The next step will be to click Create. Collection to sell on Polygon, I have the option to add items. I'm going to create an NFT to be sold on the Polygon blockchain, and to do so I will not have to pay any gas fees. I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. All I really need to do is go to the collection, in this case my NFT Throne collection, and I will click on Add Item. Notice that I'm going to be creating this specific item on the Polygon blockchain. You will notice also that there is no limit to the number of copies that can be minted. I could put 1,000, I could put as many as I want. I'm going to do just one specifically. I do have the option, if you notice, to switch over to Ethereum. If I do that, you will notice that I can't do more than one simple item. And also, I would not be, by default, I could not sell on the Polygon blockchain. What I want to show you is how to do it on Polygon. And as I mentioned, these limitations do not apply to Polygon. In Polygon, you can mint as many items as you want. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. First, I'm going to list a multimedia video that I've created, and it's going to be called King Polygon. So King Polygon is an animation that I put together, and all it really is it shows a throne, and in that throne, I show the Polygon token. That's it. So I'm going to proceed now that I've got the multimedia image in here, the multimedia content here. And I'm going to add a preview image because I'm using multimedia content. I prepared a very special King Polygon image that I'll be showing along with this NFT so that people can actually see it. Okay, now the name of this NFT is really up to me. I'm going to call it King Polygon. And I could have a link to include to this. I can take them to a different collection. I'm not going to do that right now. I am merely going to put a basic description for this one NFT so you see how I create this. You are free to put whatever it is that you want. Specifically, I'm going to put King Polygon is an NFT showing the power of Polygon on a NFT market. And I'm just basically using this for informational purposes only. I am merely wanting you to show you exactly how I can create an NFT to sell on the Polygon network. Should you wish to sell on the Polygon blockchain, this is the way that you would do that. I have the option of where this will appear. It will appear in the My NFT Throne collection, which is created on the Polygon blockchain. I have the option to add properties, I can add levels, I can add other information. I can also add unlockable content. If I wanted to hide some information inside it, I could put in here. When you acquire this NFT, you will also receive a special series of secret information exclusively for the buyer. I'm not going to put unlockable content for this one. I am merely showing you how I'm creating this NFT on the Polygon blockchain. As I continue through this, you will find also that I have the opportunity to create. So I will be creating just one of them at this moment. It will be on the Polygon blockchain, and all I really will have to do, you will see, is exclusively click Create. And the system will notify me that I have just created King Polygon. This is how I just created an NFT that can be listed on the Polygon blockchain without having to pay gas fees. An NFT on the Polygon blockchain, you have the option to sell it. At this moment, you've already just created the NFT, but you still haven't listed it for sale. So what you need to do is you need to go to the collection on Polygon, select the NFT you just chose, and right now what we do is we have the option to sell this NFT. For the purposes of this demo, I am going to be selling King Polygon, which is this NFT that I created on the Polygon blockchain. I'm going to show you exactly how easy this is done. So what you will notice is that I am presented with the option to sell. When I select sell, I am given the option to select for the price I wish to sell this. Now I can price it differently. I can sell it in Ether on Polygon, or I can sell it on DAI on Polygon, or USDC on Polygon. I'm going to list it for the price of Ether on Polygon. For this amount, I am going to be selling it for, let's call 0.05 Ether. And it's a little over $200 as of the time of this specific recording. So I have the option to select how long I wish to actually list this for sale. I can choose just 1 day, I can choose 3 days, I can choose 1 week, or I can actually choose a custom date here. I'm going to select a 6-month date so that I actually have a long time to be able to list this for potentially selling it on the Polygon blockchain. So what I'm going to do is, once I make the selection, I have the option to complete the listing. Notice that when the listing gets done and when there's actually a sale made, there will be a service fee. The service fee will be collected from the price sold and payable to OpenSea, which at this moment is 2.5%. Additionally, there's going to be a creator royalty that is actually reserved and paid to me every time there's a sale made on this piece. So if I were to sell this to somebody and that person turned around and sold it to someone else, I would get a 10% commission on these. These are royalties that I'm going to be getting into the future. So as of this moment, I am prepared to list King Polygon on the Polygon blockchain, and to do so, I simply click on Complete Listing. The system then gives me the opportunity to list it, and what you will see is that I have a step to unlock a currency. So if you'll notice, I have the list price of 0.05, and once I submit a transaction with my wallet, this only needs to be done once. I will then open up to my MetaMask, and I will have the option to signature request, be able to sign and approve this transaction. The system will then sign the transaction, and once I am complete with that, I can sign a message using my wallet to continue. I am presented with the option to actually sign this specific transaction. And my item is listed on the Polygon blockchain for sale.